tears, dignity, courage, honor. A day to remember those lost and those who rushed to help. Now, special coverage. Remembering 9/11.
A live look from Lower Manhattan this morning as we take time to remember and pay tribute. It has become tradition for those paying respects across the tri-state area. Today marking 15 years since the deadly terror attacks on our country, a reminder of where we have been and how far we have been able to rise.
Good morning, I'm Cindy Hsu.
And I'm Mary Calvi. This is CBS 2's special coverage of the 9/11 commemoration ceremony. Thank you for joining us.
Now, right now, family members, dignitaries, and politicians are gathering at the site of the 9/11 memorial. The ceremony will be getting underway shortly and will last several hours. We want to mention we are going to be streaming the ceremony live on CBSNewYork.com. And beginning at 9 a.m., you can watch CBS Sunday Morning and Face the Nation on our sister station, WLNY TV 1055. Now, you are looking now at Chopper 2 live over Lower Manhattan. When the 15th anniversary ceremony does get underway, the Honor Guard will enter and the national anthem will be performed.
Once underway, the names of every victim will be read by family members. There will be 6 moments of silence to signify when the plane struck and when the towers fell. After the first moment of silence, church bells will ring across the city. The observance continues this evening at dusk when the tribute in light will rise from Lower Manhattan and last until dawn.
All right, now let's go to Lou Young with more on today's 15th anniversary ceremony.
The gathering will be at once familiar and unique. With the passage of years, our commemoration becomes increasingly instructive.
Already there are young people in high school for whom 9/11 is not a lived memory. It's already past history for them.
If I were to have one wish in this world, it would be to meet my dad.
Part of exploring that past history is to speak with those of us who were there then, people like Joseph Herbert, a deputy chief with the NYPD now working on counterterrorism.
It was my introduction into terrorism, was the attacks of 9/11, and the bodies and the pain and the agony. Very difficult. It's difficult for me to come back here. Being here today brings back all the emotion and the pain and the heartache.
You taught me so much about love and kindness growing up, and I miss it every day.
It's a time to mourn and remember. In recent years, almost exclusively the reading of the names. But this year, there will be subtle changes in the 15th anniversary ceremony.
Milestone dates matter. There'll be some additional elements to the program, but the fundamental idea is the gathering of families. I think it's a blessing that it's on a Sunday. It'll make sure that more families can come.
Daddy, I was 9 months old when you passed away.
Attendance has ebbed over the years as the initial shock of the event fades a bit, so there's been time to examine what happened and consider perhaps that the New York part of the attack was far more successful than the terrorists anticipated, unleashing forces of history no one could have foreseen. Do you think they knew the towers would fall?
No.
No.
I don't think so. I think they were pleasantly surprised.
A decade and a half of warfare followed. The conflict has morphed and spread like fire, at times endangering our own sense of what it is to be free. New enemies have arisen, and despite the death of Osama bin Laden, the old enemy and the very mastermind of the plot remain.
Al-Qaeda is still very much, alive and kicking. Zawahiri is still alive. So there are still a lot of members from the senior crew that we're looking at.
Now, days before today's 15th anniversary of 9/11, a missing flag from Ground Zero is returned.
The flag now filling a void in the history of the site. CBS News' Vanessa Murdoch has more.
The photo you'll never forget. 3 firefighters raising the American flag at Ground Zero the day the Twin Towers came down.
The raising of this flag restored some humanity. It restored some hope.
Joe Daniels, president of the 9/11 Memorial Museum, says the flag was taken down that night. A different one went up the next morning.
For a long time, people didn't realize it was missing until someone made the comparison between the original and what was there.
The original's whereabouts remained a mystery until 2014, when the History Channel aired Brad Meltzer's Lost History.
If I tell the story of lost artifacts on television, people will help us find them.
And that's exactly what happened. A man claiming to be a former U.S. Marine walked into a police station in Washington State holding a flag.
Said it had been given to him by a woman who wasn't aware anyone was looking for it. She watched this program on television and she wanted it to go to the right place. And he delivers this flag. That's all we know.
We needed to make sure it was real. It is real, and we're so happy it's back.
It's a piece of 9/11 history that has finally come home.
Home to the 9/11 Memorial Museum, donated by Chubb, the insurance agency that paid a claim on the flag.
The flag is in fact priceless.
And the original owner, Shirley B. Dreyfus. On that horrific day, the flag was removed from her and her husband's boat, the Star of America, and hoisted into history.
It's the icon of the century. It belongs to the American people.
A symbol of resilience, of freedom, back on the grounds where it first flew into our memory. Vanessa Murdoch, CBS 2 News.
Back out live now to Lower Manhattan as families of 9/11 victims continue to gather out of the site of the memorial. We are just minutes away from the 15th anniversary commemoration ceremony getting underway. It is a time to mourn and remember, but also a time to ensure loved ones' memories and legacy live on.
Helping to make that happen is the 9/11 Museum. For the first time since it opened nearly 2 years ago, the museum at the World Trade Center is adding a new exhibit. The addition coincides with today's 15th anniversary.
CBS 2's Lou Young is in Lower Manhattan with more on the new exhibit.
The new temporary exhibit will open to the public September 12th, a space just off the cavernous interior of the 9/11 Museum's Great Hall. A display less literal than the rest of the place, more visceral. Art inspired by the disaster, rendering the unthinkable.
If you've been here before, you can't say, well, I've done that. You can come back and see the new presentation, and maybe in coming back you'll see other things through a new lens as well.
The artists are all New Yorkers who witnessed or were touched by 9/11. Phil Stanton and two other members of Blue Man Group collected the charred pieces of paper that fluttered down on their Brooklyn rehearsal space when the planes first hit. They produced a video and music piece called Exhibit 13.
They were diary entries. They were letters of employment. They represented people's lives. To us, they kind of represent spirits or souls, you know, floating in space.
It's never been easy to come down here, but 15 years on, it seems at least bearable. The passage of time allowing us to think about some things that before were too painful. For sculptor Eric Fischel, the image of people falling from the towers was seared into his memory. He decided to speak for them, giving his tumbling woman a feeling of lateral movement, of struggle.
Part of my reasoning for having one of the arms of the figure sticking out was the hope that people would reach out and grab it, would hold on to it, would maybe try to slow it down or connect in some way. So.
Another piece has a tile for every life lost that day, each one an individual image, together parts of a larger whole. Others feature empty skies and hints of horror. 13 works in all, windows into the soul of fellow travelers. A few years ago, to have interpretive art in the 9/11 museum would have been unthinkable because it was all about the literal event that took place there. But time has passed, and now that museum is becoming more like every other museum in New York, trying to explain what happened and look at it through different lenses. Some of the future exhibits might include examinations of military duty, people who've driven to military duty by 9/11, and the implications of endless warfare, and when this war on terror comes to an end, when does peace return, if that's even possible. So those would be exhibits coming in the future, and we slowly move on from 9/11. It recedes a little bit more every year, but still very large in our present here in 2016. We're live in Lower Manhattan. Lou Young, CBS 2 News.
Lou, thank you. Now, we at CBS 2 would like to extend a special word to the families of Isaias Rivera and Robert Pattison, who were lost on 9/11.
Isaias was a CBS 2 engineer who worked at our transmitter inside the towers.
Robert was also a broadcast engineer who worked there. Both men were on the 110th floor of One World Trade at the time of the attacks. Their friends here at CBS 2 send our heartfelt condolences to the Rivera and Pattison families.
Back out live now to Lower Manhattan. We're just minutes away from the 15th anniversary commemoration ceremony. The honor guard will enter and the national anthem will be performed. Once the ceremony begins, the names of every victim will be read by family members. There will also be 6 moments of silence to signify when the plane struck and when the towers fell. And as we continue to look at the color guard marching into the site, a number of people have gathered at that site. We saw just earlier the presidential candidates Donald Trump and Hillary Clinton are at the site. Also, former Mayor Rudy Giuliani, former Mayor Michael Bloomberg, as well as the governors of New York and New Jersey.
It's such a solemn time for so many people. We're going to take a little break right now just to listen and watch as the flag comes in.
Good morning. My name is Jerry Diamadeo. My dad, Vincent Diamadeo, worked in the North Tower. Remembering back to the horrible day 15 years ago that changed my life. I was 10 years old. My brothers were 8, 7, and 5. Today I'm proud to be here to memorialize my father. This is the place that gives me a chance to think about beautiful memories, like Christmas Eve, when Dad took my brothers and I to work to give my mom a break. On 9/11, the nation came together. People really tried to help us. I spent endless summers at a camp for kids who lost family members on 9/11. The counselors helped us to laugh and have fun, to let us know we were not alone. This summer, I had the privilege of working with kids who had their own horrific loss. Kids from Sandy Hook, and this time I got to be the one who cared for them when they needed it. These kids lifted me up and made me know that I wanted to give back as much as I can. Sometimes the bad things that happen in our lives put us on the path to where we should be going, to help others as many have helped me. P.S. I love you, Dad. And now, as we remember all those we loved and lost, their families and friends will once again read each person's name.
Gordon M. Ameth, Jr.
Edelmiro Abad.
Marie Rose Abad.
Andrew Anthony Abate.
Vincent Paul Abate.
Lawrence Christopher Abel.
Alana Abraham.
William F. Abrahamson.
Richard Anthony Aceto.
Heinrich Bernard Ackerman.
Paul Aquaviva.
Christian Adams.
Donald Leroy Adams.
Patrick Adams.
Shannon Lewis Adams.
Stephen George Adams.
Ignatius Udo Adonga.
Christy A. Adamo.
Karen Edward Adderley Jr.
Sophia B. Addo.
Lee Adler.
Daniel Thomas Aflito.
Emmanuel Akwazi Afakwa.
Alec Agarwal.
Muku Kumar Adewale.
Joseph Agnello.
David Scott Agnes.
Joao Alberto de Fonseca Aguiar, Jr.
Brian G. Ahern.
Jeremiah Joseph Ahern.
Joanne Marie Aliotis.
Sabir Ahmed.
Terrence Andre Aiken.
Godwin O. Ajala.
Trudy M. Ajiro.
Andrew Alameno.
Margaret N. Alero.
Gary M. Albero.
John Leslie Albert.
Peter Craig Alderman.
And my father, Walter A. Matuza, Jr. We miss you, Dad. We love you. Jesse's graduating college this year. Woohoo. Nico and his girlfriend are doing good. He should be doing good soon. Jesse's doing good in baseball. We wish you were here to watch him every day. You know, we know you're up there watching him. Wish you were here still taking us fishing all the time. Love you. Miss you. Keep it good in Man of Steel. Mommy's doing great as well.
And my father, James M. Gartenberg. Go Blue.
Jacqueline Delane Aldred Frederick.
David D. Alger.
Ernest Alikakos.
Edward L. Allegretto.
Eric Allen.
Joseph Ryan Allen.
Richard Dennis Allen.
Richard L. Allen.
Christopher E. Allingham.
Anna S.W. Allison.
Janet Marie Alonso.
Anthony Alvarado.
Antonio Javier Alvarez.
Victoria Alvarez Brito.
Telmo E. Alvier.
Cesar Amaranto Alvier.
Tariq Amanullah.
Angelo Amaranto.
James M. Amato.
Joseph Amatuccio.
Paul W. Ambrose.
Christopher Charles Amoroso.
Craig Scott Amundsen.
Kazuhiro Anai.
Calixto Anya Jr.
Joseph P. Enchundia.
Kermit Charles Anderson.
Yvette Constance Anderson.
John Jack Andrachio.
Michael Rourke Andrews.
Jean Ann Andraki.
Sue Nia Ang.
Joseph Angelini Sr.
Joseph John Angelini Jr.
David Lawrence Angel.
Mary Lynn Edwards Angel.
Laura Anguletta.
Doreen J. Angrisani.
Lorraine Antigua.
Sema David Aoyama.
And my father, James R. Ostrowski.
And my dad, Michael G. Jacobs, whose grandchildren, Mia, Gretchen, Bryce, William, and Riley, he'll never get a chance to meet. We love you, Dad.
Peter Paul Apollo.
Faustino Apostol Jr.
Frank Thomas Aquilino.
Patrick Michael Araños.
David Gregory Arche.
Michael George Archinsky.
Louis Arena.
Barbara Jean Estigui.
Adam P. Arias.
Michael J. Armstrong.
Jack Charles Aaron.
Joshua Todd Aaron.
Richard Avery Arenaro.
Myra Joy Aronson.
Jeffet Jesse Arier.
Carl Francis Asaro.
Michael A. Asiak.
Michael Edward Asher.
Janice Marie Ashley.
Thomas J. Ashton.
Manuel O. Asatimbe.
Greg A. Atlas.
Gerald Thomas Atwood.
James Artifred.
Louis F. Abersano, Jr.
Ezra Aviles.
Sandy Ayala.
Arlene T. Bapakitis.
Eustace R. Bacchus.
John J. Badaglieka.
Jane Ellen Baszler.
Robert J. Bellwalter.
Andrew J. Bailey.
Brett T. Bailey.
Garnett Ace Bailey.
Tatiana Bakalinskaya.
Michael S. Backish.
Sharon M. Balcom.
Michael Andrew Bain.
Catherine Bantis.
And my uncle and godfather, Police Officer Glenn Karen Pettit. 15 years ago, I was too young to walk or talk. However, today, I stand proud, now able to read the name of my hero. Every day, I try my very best to make you proud. I know you are always watching over me until we meet again.
Wow, Jim. Kills, as many refer to you. I can't believe it's been 15 years. Sometimes it feels like yesterday, others an eternity. You know, I'm really at a loss for words, and people who know that mean that. Since you died 15 years ago, there's been a void left in our family. No amount of time has healed. Till we meet again one day.
Gerard Baptiste. Walter Barron. Gerard A. Barbara. Paul Vincent Barbaro. James William Barbella. Victor Daniel Barbosa. Christine Jana Barbuto. Colleen Ann Barco. David Michael Barkway. Matthew Barnes. Melissa Rose Barnes. Sheila Patricia Barnes. Evan J. Barron. Renee Barrett Arjun. Arthur Thaddeus Barry. Diane G. Barry. Maurice Vincent Barry. Scott D. Bart. Carlton W. Bartels. Guy Barsby. Ina B. Bassina. Alicia Christine Burton Barsmajan. Kenneth William Besnicki. Stephen Joseph Bates. Paul James Battaglia. W. David Bauer. Ivan Luis Carpio Bautista. Marlon Capito Bautista. Mark Lawrence Bavis. Jasper Baxter. Lorraine G. Bay. Michelle Beal. Todd M. Beamer. Paul Frederick Bettini. Jane S. Beatty. Alan Anthony Bevan. Lawrence Ira Beck. Minette Marie Beckles. Carl John Bedigian. Michael Ernest Beekman. And my husband, Ian Schneider. There isn't a day that goes by that we don't think about you, talk about you, or laugh about you. You always had us laughing. Rachel, Jake, and Sophie have grown to be amazing young adults. I know how proud you would be. We love you, miss you, and you will forever be in our hearts as well as the thousands of other hearts that you have touched. Yo, dude. And my father, who I know is always with me, Glenn Wall.
Maria A. Bear.
Max J. Bilkey.
Yelena Belalovsky.
Nina Patrice Bell.
Debbie S. Bellows.
Stephen Elliott Belson.
Paul M. Benedetti.
Denise Lenore Benedetto.
Brian Craig Bennett.
Eric L. Bennett.
Oliver Bennett.
Margaret L. Benson.
Dominic J. Berardi.
James Patrick Berger.
Stephen Howard Berger.
John P. Bergen.
Alvin Bergsong.
Daniel David Bergstein.
Graham Andrew Berkeley.
Michael J. Berkeley.
Donna M. Bernards.
David W. Bernard.
William H. Bernstein.
David M. Beret.
David Shelby Berry.
Joseph John Berry.
William Reed Bethke.
Yanene Bitru.
Timothy D. Betterly.
Carolyn Mayer Bug.
Edward Frank B.A.
Paul Michael Bayer.
Anil Tahiram Baharvani.
Bella J. Buchan.
Shimi D. Biegalason.
Peter Alexander Belfield.
William G. Biggert.
Brian Eugene Bilcher.
Mark Bingham.
Carl Vincent Beanie.
And my loving cousin, Howard G. Gelling Jr., who I know I speak for my entire family, who hasn't been down here, but we love you and we miss you every day.
And my brother, James Brian Riley. Jim, we love you, we miss you, we thank you for all of the great times that we shared. You truly were a shining star in our family. We just miss you every day. We are so proud of all that you accomplished, and you're such an inspiration to all of us and always will be. We love you.
Gary Eugene Bird.
Joshua David Birnbaum.
George John Bishop.
Chris Romeo Bashendet.
Jeffrey Donald Bittner.
Albert Balewa Blackman Jr.
Christopher Joseph Blackwell.
Carrie Rosetta Blackburn.
Susan Leigh Blair.
Harry Blanding Jr.
Janice Lee Blaney.
Craig Michael Blass.
Rita Blau.
Richard Middleton Blood Jr.
Michael Andrew Bacardi.
John Paul Bocchino.
Michael L. Bocchino.
Susan M. Bocchino.
Dira Francis Bodley.
Bruce Douglas Bone.
Mary Catherine Murphy Bofa.
Nicholas Andrew Bogdan.
Darren Christopher Bohan.
Lawrence Francis Boiseau.
Vincent M. Boland Jr.
Tori Hamzavi Balarki.
Alan Bondarenko.
Andre Bonar Jr.
Colin Arthur Bonnet.
Frank J. Bonamo.
Yvonne Lucia Bonomo.
Sean Booker Sr.
I'm sorry.
Canfield D. Boone.
Mary Jane Booth.
Sherry Ann Bordeaux.
Christine Bordenabe.
Jerry J. Board.
Martin Michael Borachevsky.
Richard Edward Bosco.
And my uncle, Francisco Elado Munoz. We miss and love you so much, and I know you're watching over my titi. And to our first responders and all departed, you will never be forgotten.
And my father, Francisco Eligio Bordier. I love you, Papi, and we miss you, and I know you're watching over us.
My husband, Howard Kestenbaum, worked on the 103rd floor of the World Trade Center. 15 years is a long time and a short time ago. Those of us who have lost our loved ones to violence form a kind of group. We know the shock and grief and anger that follows, the heartache that won't heal. I've learned, too, that connection can also bring us comfort. My daughter and I are Jewish, and a few years ago, we went to speak to a Muslim family in Amman, Jordan, they lost their oldest son in a terrorist attack. As we all tightly held each other's hands, we knew, we understood each other's loss. The things we think separate us really don't. We're all part of this one earth in this vast universe. We're all ordinary, and we're all special. We're all connected. We waste precious time by thinking otherwise. My husband was an My husband was an astrophysicist, and I used to call him my star polisher. This poem always makes me think of him. Somebody has to go polish the stars. They're looking a little bit dull. Somebody has to go polish the stars. For the eagles and starlings and gulls have all been complaining they're tarnished and worn. They say they want new ones we cannot afford. So please get your rags and your polishing jars. Somebody has to go polish the stars.
Ready? Klaus Bota.
Carol Marie Bouchard.
J. Howard Bolton.
Francisco Eligio Bordier.
Thomas Harold Bowden Judah.
Donna M. Bowen.
Kimberly S. Bowers.
Veronique Nicole Bowers.
Larry Bauman.
Sean Edward Bauman Jr.
Gennady Boyarsky.
Gary R. Box.
Alan P. Boyle.
Pamela Boyce.
Alfred J. Braca.
Michael Boyle.
Kevin Hugh Bracken.
Sandra Conity Brace.
David Brian Brady.
Sandy Wa Bradshaw.
Nicholas W. Brandemarty.
Alexander Braginski.
David Reed Gamboa Brandhorst.
Daniel Raymond Brandhorst.
Patrice Brout.
Michelle Renee Bratton.
Ronald Michael Breitweiser.
Lydia Estelle Bravo.
Frank H. Brennan.
Edward I. A. Brennan III.
Peter Brennan.
Michael E. Brennan.
Daniel J. Breithel.
Thomas Moore Brennan.
Jonathan Eric Briley.
Gary Lee Bright.
Paul Gary Bristow.
Mark A. Brisman.
And my husband, Joseph John Berry. I will always love you and miss you, as do your children, their spouses, your 8 beautiful grandchildren, your family and mine, and all your friends. We carry your heart in our hearts, Joe.
Today, my daughter, Brooke Alexandra Jackman. Today we remember and honor all those lost and salute all those who keep us safe. My Brooke, Brookie Cookie, the Brookster, we have missed you so much over these past 15 years. You were only 23 years old. You never got to meet your nieces and cousins, but we tell them about how kind, compassionate, and beautiful young woman that you were. I hope you know that you are always in our hearts. We will always love you. And don't forget to take care of Daddy.
Mark Francis Broderick.
Herman Charles Brockhammer.
Keith A. Broomfield.
Bernard C. Brown II.
Janice J. Louise Brown.
Lloyd Stanford Brown.
FDNY Captain Patrick John Brown.
Bettina B. Brown Draper.
Mark Bruce.
Richard George Burhart.
Firefighter Andrew Brunn.
Vincent Edward Brownton.
Fire Marshal Ronald Booker.
Brandon J. Buchanan.
Firefighter Greg J. Buck.
Dennis Barkley.
Nancy Claire Boucher.
Patrick Joseph Booth.
Edward John Bulaga Jr.
Stephen Bruce Benin.
Christopher L. Burford.
Matthew J. Burke.
Thomas Daniel Burke.
William Francis Burke Jr.
Charles F. Burlingame III.
Thomas E. Brogdon Jr.
FDNY Assistant Chief Donald J. Burns.
Kenny Ann Burns.
Keith James Burns.
John Patrick Burnside.
Irina Busilo.
Milton J. Bastillo.
Firefighter Thomas M. Butler.
Patrick Dennis Byrne.
Timothy G. Byrne.
Daniel M. Caballero.
Jesus Neptali Cabezas.
Lillian Caceres.
Brian Joseph Caccia.
Stephen Dennis Cafiero Jr.
And my brother, Firefighter Joseph Patrick Henry, ladder 21. Joey, we love you. Just knowing you're up there protecting and watching over us gives our family strength every day. This past week, we lost a friend and FDNY brother, Jimmy Dunn. And it's comforting knowing that when Jimmy went home, Joey was there to greet him, and Jimmy Coyle and all the FDNY brothers were there to greet him. We miss you so much. You'll never be forgotten.
And my brother Alexander Jiang Huai. He loved the Lord. He loved the church. He deeply loved his family. He always lives in us. And his beautiful spirit always enriches us.
Richard Michael Caggiano.
Cecile Morella Caguglia.
John Brett Cahill.
Michael John Cahill.
Scott Walter Cahill.
Thomas Joseph Cahill.
George C. Kane.
Salvatore B. Calabro.
Joseph M. Calandro.
Philip V. Calgagno.
Edward Calderon.
Jose O. Calderon Olmedo.
Kenneth Marcus Caldwell.
Dominic E. Kalia.
Felix Bobby Coiste.
Francis Joseph Callahan.
William Callahan.
Suzanne M. Callie.
Gino Luigi Calvi.
Rocco Camage.
Michael F. Camerata.
David Otay Campbell.
Jeffrey Thomas Campbell.
Robert Arthur Campbell.
Sandra Patricia Campbell.
Sean Thomas Canavan.
John A. Candela.
Vincent A. Canglosi.
Stephen J. Cangialosi.
Lisa Bella Canova.
Brian Canisaro.
Michael R. Canty.
Louis Anthony Caparici.
Jonathan Neff Capello.
James Christopher Cappers.
James Christopher. Richard Michael Caproni.
Jose Manuel Cardona.
Dennis M. Carey Sr.
Edward Carlino.
Michael Scott Carlo.
And my father, Alfred Anton Vacosa. Dad, the whole family misses you. It's been 15 years. This year, I'm applying to college, and I know I'll make you proud.
And my uncle, firefighter Michael Boyle. I'll let you know how the Mets do this year. We miss you every day.
David G. Carlone.
Rosemarie C. Carlson.
Mark Stephen Carney.
Joyce Ann Carpenetto.
Jeremy Kaz Carrington.
Michael T. Carroll.
Peter J. Carroll.
James Joseph Carson Jr.
Christopher Mikael Karstingen.
Angeline C. Carter.
James Marcel Cartier.
Sharon Ann Carver.
Vivian Castleduch,
John Francis Kazaza,
Paul Regan Cassia,
Neely Ann Heffernan Casey,
William Joseph Cashman,
Thomas Anthony Casoria,
William Otto Casper,
Alejandro Castaño,
Arcelia Castillo,
Leonard M. Castriano,
Jose Ramon Castro,
William E. Caswell,
Richard G. Cattarelli,
Christopher Sean Caton,
Robert John Caulfield,
Mary Teresa Caulfield,
Judson Cavalier,
Michael Joseph Cawley,
Jason David Kane,
Juan Armando Ceballos,
Marcia G. Cecil Carter,
Jason Michael Cephalou,
Thomas Joseph Selleck,
Anna Mercedes Centeno,
Joni Sesta,
John J. Chada,
Jeffrey Mark Chernoff,
Swarna Chalasani,
and my uncle, who we love and miss dearly, James V. DeBlaze. You will forever be in our hearts.
And my father, Stephen Lewis Roach. I love you, Dad. Miss you.
William A. Chalkoff,
Eli Shalom,
Charles Lawrence Chan,
Mandy Chang,
Rosa Maria Chapa,
Mark Lawrence Charette,
David M. Charlebow,
Gregorio Manuel Chavez,
Pedro Francisco Checo,
Douglas McMillan Cherry,
Stephen Patrick Cherry,
Vernon Paul Cherry,
Nestor Julio Savalier,
Swede Joseph Chevalier,
Alexander H. Chayang,
Dorothy J. Chicharo,
Luis Alfonso Chimbo,
Robert Chin,
Eddie Wing Wei Ching,
Nicholas Paul Chiafalo,
John G. Tripuro,
Peter A. Chiccirillo,
Catherine Ellen Charles,
Kiying He Casey Cho,
Abul K. Chowdhury,
Mohammed Salahuddin Chowdhury,
Kirsten Lael Christoph,
Pamela Chu,
Stephen Paul Chupnik,
Wei Ching Chung,
Christopher G. F. Bardini,
Alex F. Chacon,
Francis Ann Salente,
Elaine Stillo,
Edna Cintron,
Nestor Andre Cintron III,
Robert D. Siri Sr.,
Juan Pablo Cisneros,
Benjamin Keith Clark,
Eugene Clark,
and my uncle, Robert D. Matson.
And my uncle, Stephen Frank Macy.
Gregory Allen Clark,
Manny Leroy Clark,
Sarah M. Clark,
Thomas R. Clark,
Christopher Robert Clark,
Donna Marie Clark,
Michael J. Clark,
Surya Rachel Emma Clark,
Kevin Francis Cleary,
James D. Clear,
Jeffrey W. Cloud,
Susan Marie Klein,
Stephen Coakley,
Jeffrey Allen Cole,
Patricia A. Cody,
Daniel Michael Coffey,
Jason Matthew Coffey,
Florence G. Cohen,
Kevin S. Cohen,
Anthony Joseph Coladonato,
Mark Joseph Coleo,
Stephen J. Caleo,
Christopher Michael Colasante,
Kevin Nathaniel Colbert,
Michelle P. Colbert,
Keith E. Coleman,
Scott Thomas Coleman,
Terrell Coleman,
Liam Joseph Colhoun,
Robert D. Colin,
Robert J. Call,
Jean Marie Collin,
John Michael Collins,
Michael L. Collins,
Thomas Joseph Collins,
Joseph Kent Collison,
Jeffrey Dwayne Coleman,
Patricia Malia Kolodner,
Linda M. Colon,
Saul E. Colon,
and my brother Joseph Francis Sacerdote. Many who knew my brother called him Joe Sass. My mother called him Joe Hart because he was her heart, and he became the heart of the family. And even though it's been 15 years, the pain and the loss have not diminished. And he has given us so much. He was a loving brother, father, husband, nephew, uncle, cousin, and friend. And we're just so happy we had so many good times with him. And we'll never forget his smile, his trademark smile that will light up the night sky.
and my brother Joseph Francis Holland, whom we miss today as much as we did 15 years ago. Life will never be the same without you. Until we meet again, I'll carry you in my heart.
Ronald Edward Calmer,
Jaime Concepcion,
Albert Conde,
Denise Conley,
Susan P. Conlon,
Margaret Mary Connor,
Cynthia Marie Lease Connolly,
John E. Connolly, Jr.,
James Lee Connor,
Jonathan M. Connors,
Kevin Patrick Connors,
Kevin F. Conroy,
Brenda E. Conway,
Dennis Michael Cook,
Helen D. Cook,
Jeffrey W. Coombs,
John A. Cooper,
Julian T. Cooper,
Joseph John Capo, Jr.,
Gerard J. Coppola,
Joseph Albert Corbett,
John J. Corcoran III,
Alejandro Cordero,
Robert Joseph Cordice,
Ruben D. Correa,
Danny A. Correa Gutierrez,
Georgine Rose Corrigan,
James J. Corrigan,
Carlos Cortez Rodriguez,
Kevin Michael Cosgrove,
Dolores Marie Costa,
Digna Alexandra Costanza,
Charles Gregory Costello, Jr.,
Michael S. Costello,
Asia S. Cottom,
Conrad Kofi Kotoy Sr.,
Martin John Coughlin,
John G. Coughlin,
Timothy J. Coughlin,
James E. Cove,
and my uncle, Michael Tedonio. We love and miss you every day, and I'm sure Danielle wishes that you'd be there to walk her down the aisle next September.
and my husband, Jeff Levine. Not a day goes by that we don't miss you and love you. Your legacy lives on through our grandchildren, one of whom was born on your birthday.
Andre Colin Cox,
Frederick John Cox,
Kenneth John Kubas,
Michelle Coyle Yulo,
James Raymond Coyle,
Eric A. Cranford,
Christopher Seaton Kramer,
James Leslie Crawford Jr.,
Denise Elizabeth Krantz,
Tara Kathleen Creamer,
Robert James Crawford,
Lucia Crafasi,
Joanne Mary Cregan,
Daniel Hal Chrisman,
John A. Chrissy,
Kevin R. Crotty,
Dennis A. Cross,
John R. Crow,
Thomas G. Crotty,
Robert L. Kushank,
Wells Remy Crowther,
Grace Allegri Kua,
John Robert Cruz,
Francesco Cruz Cabero,
Thelma Cuccinello,
Richard Joseph Cudina,
Neil James Cudmore,
Thomas Patrick Cullen III,
Joan Cullinan,
Joyce Rose Cummings,
Brian Thomas Cummings,
Michael Joseph Cunningham,
Robert Curatello,
Lawrence Damian Cura,
Paul Dario Curioli,
Patrick Joseph Curavan,
Beverly L. Curry,
Andrew Peter Charles Curry Green,
Michael Sean Curtin,
Patricia Cushing,
and my brother, Gerard Patrick Schrang, FDNY Rescue 3, who sacrificed his life along with all of the other first responders who lost their lives in service of others. Your families love and miss you. Today, we honor your memory and your life and the lives of all who lost that day.
And my sister, Maria Lavash. It's been 15 years since I've seen that beautiful face and that funny smile. I know you're my guardian angel. Please take care of Mommy and Daddy now. And I wrote you this little poem. Death leaves a heartache no one could heal. Love leaves a memory no one could steal. Rest in peace, Maria.
Gavin Cushney,
Caleb Aaron Deck,
Carlos S. DaCosta,
Jason M. Dahl,
Brian Paul Dale,
John DeLaura,
Vincent Gerard Damadeo,
Thomas A. Damaskinos,
Jack L. D'Ambrosi Jr.,
Janine Damiani Jones,
Manuel Joao Damota,
Patrick W. Danahy,
Mary D'Antonio,
Vincent G. Dans,
Dwight Donald Darcy,
Elizabeth N. Darling,
Annette Andrea Dadaram,
Edward Diatri,
Michael D. Diaria,
Lawrence Davidson,
Michael Allen Davidson,
Scott Matthew Davidson,
Titus Davidson,
Nirka Davila,
Ada M. Davis,
Clinton Davis Sr.,
Wayne Terriel Davis,
Anthony Richard Dawson,
Calvin Dawson,
Edward James Day,
William Thomas Dean,
Robert J. DeAngelis Jr.,
Thomas Patrick DeAngelis,
Dorothy Alma de Arulo,
Ana Gloria Pocasangre Di Barrera,
Tara E. DeBeck,
James D. Debeneur,
Anna M. Deben,
James V. De Blasi Jr.,
J. Sorrell Malubuyak de Chavez,
and my amazing brother, John Antoniou Katsimatidis. Yanni μου μας λείπεις και σ' αγαπάμε τόσο πολύ. Johnny boy, we miss you, baby.
And my uncle, Clement A. Famando. Uncle Clem, I believe the most heartbreaking goodbyes are when a person hasn't finished their story, and yours certainly wasn't finished. We miss you, and keep an eye on your sister.
Paul DeCola,
Gerald F. DeCanto,
Simon Marash Debukash, J. Christopher DeFazio, David A. DeFeo,
Jennifer De Jesus,
Monique Effie De Jesus,
Narita De Jesus,
Emmy De La Pena,
Donald Arthur De La Pena,
Azucena Maria De La Torre,
Vito Joseph DeLeo.
Danielle Ann Deli.
Andrea Della Bella.
Joseph A. Della Pietra.
Palmina Delegati.
Colleen Ann DeLowry.
Joseph DeLuca.
Manuel Del Valle Jr.
Francis Albert DiMartini.
Anthony Demas.
Martin M. DeMeo.
Francis Deming.
Carlos Keys Demitz.
Kevin Dennis.
Thomas Francis Dennis Sr.
Jean C. De Palma.
Jose Nicolas de Pena.
Robert John Durrani.
Michael Di Rienzo.
David Paul DeRubio.
Jamal Legacy DeSantis.
Christian Luis D. Simone.
Edward D. Simone III.
Andrew J. Desperito.
Michael Jude De Esposito.
Cindy Ann Duell.
Melanie Louise De Verre.
Jerry DeVito.
Robert P. Devitt Jr.
And my sister's husband, Carl Eugene Malinaro, Ladder Company 2. Carl, I've tried to live my life just the way that you wanted me to. Our lives have never been the same without you, especially our annual Christmas Day football game. Carl and Sabrina, your children, alongside with Jody, my daughter, have definitely helped fill some of that void. I miss having you as a big brother and playing wiffle ball games against you, even though you beat me our last game. There's not a day that goes by that I don't think of you.
And my mother, Frances Harrows, to my mother, and to all our family members who perished this day 15 years ago, we deeply miss you still. But we can also rejoice and loudly sing, "Hello from the other side." And to our Heavenly Creator, we pray, dear God, that you inspire our world's spiritual and political leaders towards peace, and ask that you guide America's next Commander-in-Chief and help make America safe once again. We ask this in the name of Jesus the Christ. Amen.
Dennis Lawrence Devlin.
Gerard P. Dewan.
Sulamanali Kasamali Danani.
Michael Louis D'Agostino.
Matthew Diaz.
Nancy Diaz.
Abdulio Ruiz Diaz.
Michael A. Diaz Piedra III.
Judith Burgess Diaz Sierra.
Patricia Florence DiChiaro.
Rodney Dickens.
Jerry D. Dickerson.
Joseph Dermot Dickey Jr.
Lawrence Patrick Dickinson.
Michael D. Deal.
John DeFato.
Vincent Francis DeFazio.
Carl Anthony DeFranco.
Donald Joseph DeFranco.
John DiGiovanni.
Eddie A. Dillard.
Deborah Ann DiMartino.
David DeMeglio.
Stephen Patrick Dimino.
William John Dimling.
Marissa Leonardo Shorp.
Christopher Moore Dincuff.
Jeffrey Mark Dingle.
Rena Sam Danu.
Anthony Dionisio.
George DiPasquale.
Joseph DiPilato.
Douglas Frank DiStefano.
Donald Americo DiTullio.
Ramsey A. Dewani.
Johnny Doctor Jr.
John Joseph Doherty.
Melissa Candida Doy.
Brendan Dolan.
Robert E. Dolan Jr.
And my grandfather, Edward Mazzella Jr. We love and miss you every day.
And my brother, Alfred Russell Mailer. Mom, Dad, and all the family miss you, Al. But your memory lives on. Not only in your sons, Alfred and Jack, but with all those that you've touched. You really, truly were larger than life. Miss you lots, brother.
May God bless and keep you always. May your wishes all come true. May you always do for others and let others do for you. May you build a ladder to the stars, climb on every rung. May you stay forever young. May you grow up to be righteous. May you grow up to be true. May you always know the truth and see the light surrounding you. May you always be courageous. Stand upright and be strong. And may you May your hands always be busy. May your feet always be swift. May you have a strong foundation when the winds of changes shift. May your heart always be joyful. May your song always be sung. And may you stay forever young.
Matthew Dollard.
James DeMonico.
Benilda Pascua Domingo.
Alberto Dominguez.
Carlos Dominguez.
Jerome Mark Patrick Dominguez.
Kevin W. Donnelly.
Jacqueline Donovan.
William H. Donovan.
Stephen Scott Dorff.
Thomas Dowd.
Kevin Christopher Dowdle.
Mary Yolanda Dowling.
Raymond Matthew Downey Sr.
Frank Joseph Doyle.
Joseph Michael Doyle.
Randall L. Drake.
Patrick Joseph Driscoll.
Stephen Patrick Driscoll.
Charles A. Droz III.
Mirna A. Duarte.
Luke A. Dudick.
Christopher Michael Duffy.
Gerard J. Duffy.
Michael Joseph Duffy.
Thomas W. Duffy.
Antoinette Duguer.
Jackie Saye Dugan.
Sariv Ducat.
Patrick Dunn.
Felicia Gail Dunn Jones.
Christopher Joseph Dunn.
Richard Anthony Dunstan.
Patrick Thomas Dwyer.
Joseph Anthony Ecovaci.
John Bruce Eagleson.
Edward T. Earhart.
Robert Douglas Eaton.
Dean Philip Eberling.
Margaret Ruth Echterman.
And my aunt, Dorelia Giovanna Mena. We love you, we miss you, and we think of you every day. I hope you're proud of us all.
And my father, Craig Douglas Montano. We love you, we miss you, and you will forever be on our minds and in our hearts.
Paul Robert Ekna.
Constantine Ekonomos.
Barbara G. Edwards.
Dennis Michael Edwards.
Michael Hardy Edwards.
Christine Egan.
Lisa Erin Egan.
Martin J. Egan Jr.
Michael Egan.
Samantha Martin Egan.
Carol Eggert.
Lisa Karen Ehrlich.
John Ernst Eichler.
Eric Adam Eisenberg.
Daphne Ferlinda Elder.
Michael J. Elferis.
Mark Joseph Ellis.
Valerie Silver Ellis.
Albert Alfie William Elmery.
Robert R. Elsith.
Edgar Hendricks Emery Jr.
Doris Suk Yuen Ang.
Christopher Epps.
Ulf Ram Erickson.
Erwin L. Erker.
William John Irwin.
Sarah Ali Escarcega.
Jose Espinal.
Fanny Espinoza.
Billy Scoop Esposito.
Bridget Ann Esposito.
Francis Esposito.
Michael A. Esposito.
Ruben Esquilin Jr.
Sadie Et.
Barbara G. Etzold.
Eric Brian Evans.
Robert Edward Evans.
Meredith Emily June Awert.
Catherine K. Fagan.
And my father, Jack L. D'Ambrosi Jr. I know you're watching over us every day, and I speak for just our family and our friends that we love you and miss you every single day.
And my father, James Patrick Berger. In the words of your favorite musician, Bruce Springsteen, everything is everything, but you're missing. We love you, we miss you, and we'll never forget your heroic actions on that tragic day.
Patricia Mary Fagan.
Ivan Cavillos Fairbanks Barbosa.
Keith
George Fairbin.
Sandra Fajardo Smith.
Charles S. Falkenberg.
Dana Falkenberg.
Zoe Falkenberg.
Jamie L. Fallon.
William F. Fallon.
William Lawrence Fallon, Jr.
Anthony J. Fallone, Jr.
Dolores Bridget Finelli.
Robert John Fangman.
John Joseph Fanning.
Kathleen Ann Farraher.
Thomas James Farino.
Nancy C. Dolzicki Farley.
Paige Marie Farley Hackle.
Elizabeth Ann Farmer.
Douglas John Farnham.
John Gerard Farrell.
John W. Farrell.
Terrence Patrick Farrell.
Joseph D. Farelli.
Thomas Patrick Farelli.
Syed Abdul Fattah.
Christopher Edward Thornton.
Wendy R. Faulkner.
Shannon Marie Fava.
Bernard D. Fabuza.
Robert Fazio Jr.
Ronald Carl Fazio Sr.
William M. Feehan.
Francis Jude Feely.
Garth Aaron Feeney.
Sean Bernard Fagan.
Lee S. Feeling.
Peter Adam Fiedelberg.
Alan D. Feinberg.
Rosa Maria Feliciano.
And my brother, Timothy E. Riley. May your light and spirit continue to shine on us.
And my brother-in-law, my brother, my buddy, Dr. Lee Allen Adler. We miss you and love you always, Lee.
Edward P. Felt.
Edward Thomas Fergus, Jr.
George J. Ferguson III.
J. Joseph Ferguson.
Henry Fernandez.
Judy Hazel Santillan Fernandez.
Julio Fernandez.
Elisa Giselle Farina.
Anne Marie Salarin Ferreira.
Robert John Ferris.
David Francis Ferrugio.
Louis V. Forsini, Jr.
Michael David Ferrugio.
Bradley James Fetchett.
Jennifer Louise Fialco.
Kristen Nicole Fidel.
Amelia V. Fields.
Samuel Fields.
Alexander Milan Filipov.
Michael Bradley Finnegan.
Timothy J. Finnerty.
Michael C. Fiore.
Stephen J. Fiorelli.
Paul M. Fiore.
John B. Ferrito.
John R. Fisher.
Andrew Fisher.
Bennett Lawson Fisher.
Gerald P. Fisher.
John Roger Fisher.
Thomas J. Fisher.
Lucy A. Fishman.
Ryan D. Fitzgerald.
Thomas James Fitzpatrick.
Richard P. Fitzsimmons.
Salvatore Fiumefredo.
Darlene E. Flagg.
Wilson F. Flagg.
Christina Donovan Flannery.
Eileen Fletcher.
And my brother Louis Anthony Williams, who we miss and love dearly. I just want to say that the devastation has been so deep that it took 13 years for us to come and support the memorial. But I pray to my brother, and I guarantee you that this, as long as I live, someone will be here to support your memory. God bless the whole world.
And for our brother-in-law, husband, father, and Joe, now grandfather of 4, Joseph John Capo Jr. Joe, we miss you and love you. We're looking out for them. You keep looking out for us.
Andre G. Fletcher.
Carl M. Flickinger.
Matthew M. Flacco.
John Joseph Florio.
Joseph Walkton Flowers.
Carol Ann Flazik.
David Fodor.
Michael N. Fodor.
Stephen Mark Fogel.
Thomas J. Foley.
Jane C. Folger.
David J. Fontana.
Chi Min Fu.
Delrose E. Forbes Cheatham.
Godwin Ford.
Donald A. Foreman.
Christopher Hugh Forsyth.
Claudia Alicia Foster.
Noel John Foster.
Sandra N. Foster.
Anna Fosterus.
Robert Joseph Fody.
Jeffrey Fox.
Virginia Elizabeth Fox.
Pauline Francis.
Virgin Lucy Francis.
Gary J. Frank.
Morton H. Frank.
Peter Christopher Frank.
Colleen L. Frazier.
Richard K. Frazier.
Kevin J. Frawley.
Clyde Frazier Jr.
Lillian Inez Frederick.
Andre Fredericks.
Tamitha Freeman.
Brett Owen Freeman.
Peter L. Froon.
Arlene Eva Freed.
Alan W. Friedlander.
And my late wife, Laura Lee Fazio. Morabito, we miss you. We think of you every day. We love you, Mom, Dad, Jeff, Craig, and me. Imagine one day we can live at peace. Maybe one day we all can live as one again.
And my father, Port Authority Police Officer Nathaniel Webb. You're missed and loved more than you'll ever know. You've always been my hero, Daddy, and now I get to share you with everyone.
Go. Andrew Keith Friedman. Paul J. Friedman. Greg J. Forner. Lisa Ann Frost. Peter Christian Fry. Clement A. Famando. Stephen Elliott Furman. Paul James Famato. Carlton Douglas B. Fife. Frederick Neil Gabler. Richard Peter Gabriel. Richard S. Gabriel. James Andrew Gadiel. Pamela Lee Gaff. Irvin Vincent Gallard. Deanna Lynn Galante and her unborn child. Grace Catherine Galante. Anthony Edward Gallagher. Daniel James Gallagher. Richard Patrick Gallagher. Lords J. Galletti. Kono E. Gallo. Vincent Gallucci. Thomas E. Galvin. Giovanna Galetta Gambal. Thomas Gambino Jr. Gian F. Gamboa. Ronald L. Gamboa. Peter James Gansey Jr. Michael Gann. Caesar R. Garcia. Andrew Sonny Garcia. Jorge Luis Moran Garcia. David Garcia. Marilyn Del Carmen Garcia. Juan Garcia. Douglas Benjamin Gardner. Christopher Samuel Gardner. And my uncle, Michael R. Wittenstein. Michael, though I have not met you, I love you. And my grandma and grandpa miss you dearly. We all do. And my grandparents are at home who can't physically make it today. I love you too. And Michael, you would be proud to know that you have 2 nephews, both named after you. I love you. Harvey Joseph Gardner. Christopher Samuel Gardner. My cousin Mark, Police Officer Mark Joseph Ellis, our family hero. We love and miss you dearly.
Jeffrey Brian Gardner.
Thomas A. Gardner.
William Arthur Gardner.
Frank Garfey,
Rocco Nino Gargano,
James M. Gartenberg,
Matthew David Garvey,
Bruce Gary,
Boyd Allen Gatton,
Donald Richard Gavigan Jr.,
Peter Allen Gay,
Terrence D. Gazzani,
Gary Paul Geidel,
Paul Hamilton Geyer,
Julie M. Geis,
Peter Gerard Galinas,
Stephen Paul Geller,
Howard G. Gelling Jr.,
Peter Victor Jenko Jr.,
Stephen Gregory Genovese,
Elaine Gentle,
Linda M. George,
Edward F. Garrity,
Suzanne Garrity,
Ralph Gerhardt,
Robert Gerlich,
Dennis P. Germain,
Marina Romanovna Gertzberg,
Susan M. Getzendanner,
Lawrence D. Getzfred,
James G. Geyer,
Cortez Gee,
Joseph M. Giacconi,
Vincent Francis Giamona,
Deborah Lee Gibbon,
James Andrew Giverson,
Brenda C. Gibson,
Craig Neil Gibson,
Ronnie E. Geese,
Andrew Clive Gilbert,
and my big brother, Joseph Michael Giacconi. He was only 43 years old. 15 years are like 15 seconds. The hurt is still there. The hole is still there. You live on through your family. We miss you every day. And everyone, tell someone you love them today.
On behalf of our entire family, I'm honored to stand here and say, my brother, Thomas Francis Swift. Thomas, we love you, and we miss you with all our hearts.
Timothy Paul Gilbert.
Paul Stewart Gilby.
Paul John Gill.
Mark Y. Giles.
Evan Hunter Gillette.
Ronald Lawrence Gilligan.
Rodney C. Gillis.
Laura Gilly.
John F. Ginley.
Donna Marie Giordano.
Jeffrey John Giordano.
John Giordano.
Stephen A. Giorgetti.
Martin Giovanazzo.
Cum Girolamo.
Salvatore Gito.
Cynthia Giuliano.
Mon Jambalage.
Diane Gladstone.
Keith Alexander Glasgow.
Thomas Irwin Glasser.
Edmund Glasser.
Harry Glenn.
Barry H. Glick.
Jeremy Logan Glick.
Stephen Glick.
John T. Nazzo.
William Robert Gottschalk.
Michael Gurriamella.
Brian F. Goldberg.
Jeffrey G. Goldflam.
Michelle Goldstein.
Monica Goldstein.
Stephen Ian Goldstein.
Ronald F. Galinsky.
Andrew H. Golgan.
Dennis James Gomes.
Enrique Antonio Gomez.
Jose Bienvenido Gomez.
Manuel Gomez Jr.
And my Aunt Sharon Christina Milan. Not a day goes by that we don't think about you. We love and miss you so much.
And my Uncle Robert Frank Topaldi.
Wilder Alfredo Gomez.
Janine Nicole Gonzalez.
Mauricio Gonzalez.
Rosa J. Gonzalez.
Lynn Catherine Goodchild.
Calvin Joseph Gooding.
Peter Morgan Goodrich.
Harry Goody.
Kiran Kumar Reddy Gopu.
Catherine C. Goriev.
Lisa Fenn Gordonstein.
Corrine Gordon.
Sebastian Gorky.
Kieran Joseph Gorman.
Thomas Edward Gorman.
Michael Edward Gould.
O. Christian Alsterholm White Gould.
Douglas Allen Gowell.
Yuji Goya.
John Richard Grabowski.
Christopher Michael Grady.
Edwin J. Graff III.
David Martin Grafman.
Gilbert Franco Granados.
Lauren Catuzzo Grancolos and her unborn child.
Elvira Granito.
Winston Arthur Grant.
Christopher S. Gray.
Ian J. Gray.
James Michael Gray.
Tara McDonald Gray.
John M. Grazioso.
Timothy George Gracioso.
Derek Arthur Green.
Wade B. Green.
Wanda Anita Green.
Elaine Myra Greenberg.
Donald Freeman Green.
Gail R. Green.
James Arthur Greenleaf Jr.
And my beloved brother-in-law, Sean Paul Rooney. You are with your mother, Rosemary, and my sister, Beverly Eckert. Our families miss you every day. We love you, and we will never forget you. May God lead us into a path of peace.
Ron, my brother, I love you and miss you so much. I live my life in your spirit of giving and never forgetting. Love you always. Ronald J. Rubin.
Eileen Marcia Greenstein.
Elizabeth Martin Gregg.
Denise Marie Gregory.
Donald H. Gregory.
Florence Moran Gregory.
Pedro Grayhan,
John Michael Griffin,
Tawana Sherry Griffin,
Joan Donna Griffith,
Warren Grifka,
Ramon B. Grijalvo,
Joseph F. Grillo,
David Joseph Grimner,
Francis Edward Grogan,
Linda Gronlund,
Kenneth George Gruzales,
Joseph Grzelek,
Matthew James Grishmalski,
Robert Joseph Grishar,
Liming Gu,
Richard G. Guadagno,
Jose A. Guadalupe,
Cindy Yan Zhu Guan,
Jeffrey E. Guja,
Joseph P. Gullickson,
Babita Gurjamati Guman,
Douglas Brian Gurian,
Janet Ruth Gustafson,
Philip T. Guza,
Barbara Guzardo,
Peter Mark Gualavari,
Gary Robert Haig,
Andrea Lynn Haberman,
Barbara Mary Habib,
Philip Hansler,
Nizam A. Hafiz,
Karen Elizabeth Haggerty,
Stephen Michael Haggis,
Mary Lou Haig,
David Halderman,
in memory of my aunt Susan Hoy,
and my beautiful, zany, generous, forgiving, encouraging, hardworking, friendly, unconditionally loving mother, Ruth Sheila Lapin. She made this world a brighter place in the 53 years that she lived, and she lives on in the hearts and memories of those whose lives she touched. She never got to meet my children, but she inspired the prayer that I say with her grandchildren before bed at night. Let us pray for our families and friends, those we have lost but not forgotten, for the sad, the sick, and the lonely, for our leaders to make wise choices, for us to choose wise leaders, for us to help each other and not hurt each other, and for peace. Amen.
Miley Raquel Hale,
Diane Hale McKenzie,
Richard B. Hall,
Stanley R. Hall,
Boswald George Hall,
Robert J. Halligan,
Vincent Gerard Halloran,
Carolyn B. Howman,
James Douglas Halvorsen,
Mohammed Salman Hamdani,
Felicia Hamilton,
Robert W. Hamilton,
Carl Max Hammond Jr.,
Frederick K. Hahn,
Christopher James Hanley,
Sean S. Hanley,
Valerie Joan Hanna,
Thomas Paul Hannafin,
Kevin James Hannaford Sr.,
Michael Lawrence Hannon,
Dana Ray Hannon,
Christine Lee Hansen,
Peter Burton Hansen,
Sue Kim Hansen,
Vasilios G. Harames,
James A. Harron,
Gerald Francis Hardacre,
Jeffrey Pike Hardy,
T.J. Hargrave,
Daniel Edward Harlan,
Francis Harrows,
Harvey L. Harrell,
Stephen G. Harrell,
Melissa Harrington Hughes,
Aisha Ann Harris,
Stuart D. Harris,
John Patrick Hart,
Eric Hartono,
John Clinton Hartz,
Emmerich Harvey,
and my uncle Norman Scott Rossenow. I'm 15 years and 3 months old. Though I only knew you for 3 months, I feel like I've known you forever. I love hearing about you from stories from my family. I'm sorry I never got to see you smile, laugh, and taste your chocolate chip cookies with nuts. I'm proud to call you my uncle, and we will love you forever.
And my uncle, firefighter Patrick Dennis Byrne. We love and miss you every day. You will always be our ultimate man.
Hashim.
Thomas Theodore Haskell, Jr.
Timothy Sean Haskell.
Joseph John Hassan III.
Leonard W. Hatton, Jr.
Terrence S. Hatton.
Michael Helmut Haub.
Timothy Aaron Haviland.
Donald G. Havlish, Jr.
Anthony Maurice Hawkins.
Nobuhiro Hayatsu.
James Edward Hayden.
Robert J. Hayes.
Philip T. Hayes, retired.
W. Ward Haynes.
Scott Jordan Hazelcorn.
Michael K. Healy.
Roberta B. Heber.
Charles Francis Xavier Heron.
John F. Heffernan.
Michelle M. Heidenberger.
Sheila M.S. Hine.
H. Joseph Heller, Jr.
Joan L. Heltebridal.
Ronald John Hemingway.
Mark F. Hemscott.
Ronnie Lee Henderson.
Brian Hennessy.
Edward R. Hennessy, Jr.
Michelle Marie Enrique.
Joseph Patrick Henry.
William L. Henry, Jr.
Katharina Henry Robinson.
John Christopher Henwood.
Robert Allen Hepburn.
Mary Herencia.
Lindsay C. Herkness III.
Harvey Robert Hermer.
Norberto Hernandez.
Raul Hernandez.
And on behalf of our family, firefighter Salvatore Benedetto Calabro, today, for the 15th time, we mourn the loss of you. We stand united to commemorate the bravery that was displayed on one of the worst days in American history. We love and miss you dearly, and your memory will live on inside of our hearts always. Today, we honor and remember all who've fallen and pray for the end of violence and terrorism. May God bless America.
And my Nana, Barbara A. Shaw, who was killed when I was just 2 years old and never got to meet my younger brother. I plan on honoring her by serving our country, just like my mom honors her through her cooking. We love you, and we miss you.
Gary Harold.
Jeffrey Allen Hirsch.
Thomas J. Hetzel.
Leon Bernard Hayward, MC Sundance.
Brian Christopher Hickey.
Enemencio Dario Hidalgo Cedeno.
Timothy Brian Higgins.
Robert D.W. Higley II.
Todd Russell Hill.
Clara Victorine Hines.
Neil O. Hines.
Mark Hindi.
Katsuyuki Hirai.
Heather Malia Ho.
Tara Yvette Hobbs.
Thomas Anderson Hobbs.
James J. Hoban.
Robert Wayne Hobson III.
DeJuan Hodges.
Ronald G. Horner.
Patrick A. Hoey.
John A. Hoffer.
Marsha Hoffman.
Stephen Gerard Hoffman.
Frederick Joseph Hoffman.
Michelle L. Hoffman.
Judith Florence Hoffmiller.
Wallace Cole Hogan, Jr.
Thomas Warren Holwick, Jr.
Jonathan R. Homan.
Cora Hidalgo Holland.
John Holland.
Joseph F. Holland.
Jimmy I. Holly.
Elizabeth Holmes.
Thomas P. Holohan.
Herbert Wilson Homer.
Leroy W. Homer, Jr.
Bradley V. Horn.
James P. Hopper.
And my father, Alan Bondarenko. Dad, we're so proud of you. We love you, we miss you, and we miss your love.
And my uncle and godfather, Paul Edward Jeffers. We love you, and we miss you every single day.
Montgomery McCullough Horde.
Michael Joseph Horn.
Matthew Douglas Horning.
Robert L. Horarho Jr.
Michael Robert Horrocks.
Aaron Horwitz.
Charles J. Houston.
Uhuru G. Houston.
Angela M. Houts.
George Gerard Howard.
Brady K. Howell.
Michael C. Howell.
Stephen Leon Howell.
Jennifer L. Howley.
Milagros Horomada.
Marion R. Hrichek.
Stephen Husko Jr.
Chris Robert Hughes.
Paul Rexford Hughes.
Robert T. Hughes Jr.
Thomas F. Hughes Jr.
Timothy Robert Hughes.
Susan Huey.
Lamar Demetrius Hulse.
John Nicholas Humber Jr.
William Christopher Hunt.
Kathleen Ann Hunt Casey.
Joseph Gerard Hunter.
Peggy M. Hurt.
Robert R. Husa.
Thomas Edward Hines.
Robert J. Himmel.
Joseph Anthony Iannelli.
Walter G. Hines.
Thomas Edward Hines.
Zutu Ibis.
Jonathan Lee Ilefi.
Michael Patrick Eichen.
Daniel Alkaniev.
Frederick J. Ill Jr.
And my father, John Patrick Gallagher. Dad, me and Mom think about you every single day, but we'll never stop loving you and missing you.
And my dad, John Joseph Murray. You continue to inspire me. We love and miss you more every single day. And to our family at Camp Better Days, thank you for everything. Abraham Nathaniel Ilowitz.
Anthony P. Infante Jr.
Louis S. Inglaterra.
Christopher Noble Ingracia.
Paul Inella.
Stephanie Veronica Irby.
Douglas Jason Irging.
Kristen Irvine Ryan.
Todd Antion Isaac.
Eric Hans Isbronson.
Taizo Ishikawa.
Walid Joseph Iskander.
Aram Iskandarian Jr.
John F. Iskian.
Kazujike Ito.
Alexander Valerievich Ivansov.
Lacey Bernard Ivory.
Virginia May Yablonsky.
Brian C. Jack.
Brooke Alexandra Jackman.
Aaron Jeremy Jacobs.
Ariel Lewis Jacobs.
Jason Kyle Jacobs.
Michael G. Jacobs.
Stephen A. Jacobson.
Stephen D. Jacoby.
Ricknoth Jagernoth.
Jake Dennis Yagoda.
Yudvir S. Jane.
Mary Yakubiak.
Robert Adrian Jalbert.
Ernest James.
Griselda E. James.
Mark Stephen Jardine.
Amy Nicole Jarrett.
Mahamadou Jawara.
Francois Jean-Pierre.
Maxima Jean-Pierre.
Paul Edward Jeffers.
John Charles Jenkins.
And my uncle, Donald Walter Robertson Jr. We love and miss you so much. Your memory is kept alive, not just today, but every single day. Thank you for being our inspiration. Until we meet again.
And my uncle, fighter Peter Alexander Bielfeld. 15 years ago, you were getting checked out by doctors in Brooklyn for injuries you sustained in a fire earlier. Without hesitation, you came to Manhattan, borrowed some gear from a fellow firefighter in Ladder 10, and climbed the towers to try to save lives. Your strength, dedication, and courage are examples that will live on in us forever. We miss you. We love you.
Joseph Jenkins Jr.
Alan Keith Jensen.
Prem Nath Giraffe.
Farah Judy.
Huaydar Jin.
Eliza Jimenez Jr.
Louis Jimenez Jr.
Charles Gregory John.
Nicholas John.
Dennis M. Johnson.
Lishwana Johnson.
Scott Michael Johnson.
William R. Johnston.
Allison Horstman Jones.
Arthur Joseph Jones III.
Brian Leander Jones.
Charles Edward Jones.
Christopher D. Jones.
Donald T. Jones II.
Donald W. Jones.
Judith Lauter Jones.
Linda Jones.
Mary S. Jones.
Andrew Brian Jordan Sr.
Robert Thomas Jordan.
Albert Gunnis Joseph.
Ingeborg Joseph.
Carl Henry Joseph.
Stephen Joseph.
Jane Eileen Josiah.
Anthony Jovic.
Angel L. Warbe Jr.
Karen Sue Jade.
Ann C. Judge.
Michael F. Judge.
Paul William Jurgens.
Thomas Edward Jurgens.
Shashikaran Lakshimakanta Kadaba.
Gavkaroy Kamardinova.
Shari Kandel.
And my brother Daniel W. Song. Let us be reminded that those who have attacked us have been defeated not only by their own hatred and by the brave men and women who have served our country, but also by the enduring love that shines down on us from those we remember today.
And for my brother, Christopher Michael Duffy. Chris, whenever you wore a ridiculous shirt such as the one I'm sporting, we didn't know whether to laugh or to cry. Today we will do both. Your memory and spirit live on through your family, your friends, your 4 siblings, your 3 nephews, and your 2 nieces, especially our 2 sons, Jack Christopher and Matthew, who play, who fight, and who wrestle just like you and I did. No one should ever have to say goodbye to a younger brother, especially at 23. I'm sorry I never got to say goodbye, bro.
Howard Lee Kane.
Jennifer Lynn Kane.
Vincent D. Kane.
June Koo Kang.
Sheldon Robert Cantor.
Deborah H. Kaplan.
Robin Lynn Kaplan.
Alvin Peter Kappelman Jr.
Charles H. Karcheski.
William A. Carnes.
Douglas Jean Karpoloff.
Charles L. Casper.
Years ago, at this exact moment, the North Tower collapsed, and my world collapsed with it. My brother Jimmy Quinn was killed in the North Tower. He worked for Cantor Fitzgerald. He was only 23 years old. Jimmy loved me. He loved us. He loved my family. He loved New York City. He loved his beloved New York Mets. He loved this country. He loved life. Personally, I wanted to do something about that. I wanted to serve my country. So I joined the Army. I served 2 tours in Iraq and 1 tour in Afghanistan. Today, I dedicate my life to serving military veterans through an organization called Team Red, White, and Blue. Looking back, it was hard to get through those weeks following 9/11. But an important part of me misses those days. Because as a country, we were never more united. We were never more inspired. I know in our current political environment, it may feel that we're divided. Don't believe it. On this anniversary of September 11th, for one day, just one day, shut off your television, power down your phone, and go outside. Say hello to your neighbor. Volunteer. Engage with your community. Do not sit on the sidelines. Be the inspiration we so desperately crave. Be the connection we all desperately need. And then tomorrow, by dawn's early light, wake up, put one foot in front of the other, and do it again. Be the unity this world needs. Thank you.